Welcome to JC Stocks and Markets podcast for August 10th, 2024. I'm JC. I've been investing in the stock market for 40 plus years. Every other week I publish a new idea on YouTube regarding new stocks or ETFs that I research. I usually do this on every other Saturday. Just sharing because I always research stuff and try to get new investment ideas. My intentions with the podcast are to share my thoughts and opinions on stock and ETFs with emphasis on dividend-paying securities. That's the key here. I want to just share investment ideas so you and I can maybe make $1. Not doing this for money for anyone. The opinions shared here are my own. They're just that opinions. Invest in many of the stocks and ETFs that are featured in these podcasts. As a disclaimer, do your due diligence before investing in anything, stocks, land, anything, businesses, what have you. With that, let's go make some money. Gaming and Leisure Properties Incorporated. This is a company that's a REIT. They handle and actually own a number. I think it's close to 60. We'll get into the details later, but it's gambling, on-site gambling, and horse racing venues across America. I really like this corporation because they lease out to these facilities or the facility operators for long-term leases. You'll see they're in strategic locations all over the country. They're not concentrated in any one gambling outfit. And as you can see here, it's about a $13 billion market cap. Earnings per share is about $2.89. They pay out $3.04, so it doesn't quite cover the dividend, but these folks know what they're doing, and the yield is a little over 6%. I used to own some of this, and I really liked it. I got rid of it in 2000 during the downturn, and for some reason I never jumped back into it. Maybe I was afraid that gambling was going to be a problem during COVID, but I'm really attracted to this one right now. This is a map of the diversification of the properties. You can see on the right the main casino and gaming operators that lease the facilities from GLPI, from Gaming and Leisure Properties. They're in 20 different states, and I believe there's 60 plus venues. Again, this is right off their website. There's a lot of good information on their website. I encourage you to take a look at that to get a better handle for Gaming and Leisure Properties, especially after I show you the long-term lease agreements and implications. I think this is a pretty good stock that's going to do well for a long time and pay a real nice dividend. Here's some information from the second quarter that they just reported. And as you can see, one of the key metrics you want to see, especially in most REITs, is the funds from operation. And at the FFO is $1 per share. Now, like I said earlier, the dividends are $3 and some change per year, a little over 6% dividend. That more than covers the dividend. But as you can see, total revenues are growing, income's growing, funds from operations are growing, that sort of thing. Definitely a very stable and pays out to the shareholders well, and will for some time. This is a snapshot of some dividends that I got from yahoo.com. As you can see, the dividend has generally been growing. For whatever reason, during COVID, they held back some funds, probably for operating capital based on the closures and all that jazz. But it's been growing dividends since 2014, and right now it looks like things are growing even more, which should sustain and let them increase that dividend over the long haul. The next few slides are from their latest investor presentation that Gaming and Leisure Properties did. As you can see, they've got 65 properties in 20 states. Basically, they collected all their revenues, and they collect just about all revenues current from these gaming companies that are their cash flow kings. And as you can see, some of the major players, 87% of the rents come from Penn Gaming, Boyd, Caesars, and Bally's, large casino operators. They aren't going anywhere, and they have long-term leases with these folks in most of their locations. I won't read this to you, but this essentially are some of the characteristics. They achieve high occupancy, or they lease to folks who achieve high occupancy. They minimize the period of vacant properties with no tenant. That's very rare, and when it does, it's very quick to be filled by a new tenant. Minimize period property is not operated after lease signing. Same thing. They get them in there. They get them operating quickly so that they can pay the rents. Maximize the likelihood that the property remains open during a downside scenario, which you saw during COVID, and that did not really happen. So you're probably looking at close to full occupancy of all their properties unless legislation happens, which we can't control anyhow. And at that point, I would suggest getting the heck out of this thing. All or none terms protects against cherry picking, and uniquely high level of transparency. They know the business, they understand what it is, and they're pretty open, with their clients, and their clients are open with them as far as how they're doing. Slide I'll show you is really the stability of this company, the property counts with the major companies that they have. And as you can see, the bottom line there, the next renewals and additional renewals, you're talking minimum 15 years on up to 25 years. There's one that's to 2061. So you're looking at cash flow that's constant, current paid, low delinquency on payments. GLPI, this is a cash story, and they distribute it to the shareholders. I think you should do some diligence, take a look at it, see if it's for you, if the payout's good, if you're okay with the properties they have. With that, I'd like to say thank you for listening. The intro and outro song is a song that I wrote called She's the One, performed by Just One Goat. It has some special meaning to me. The players in the band did all the magic. I just wrote the song and played a little bit on it. With that, do your own due diligence, happy investing, and enjoy the heat if you're in the South like we are. Bye now.
It's not that radical, I just know what I have found. Well, she's always there for me. It's simple, can't you see? She's the one. Oh, she's the one. She's making my life so much stronger. God, let me stay just a little bit longer. She's the one. Yeah, she's the one. Wasted all this time. She's the one. Oh, she's the one.